Good morning friends, I am Ashis Agarwal from Team NGOenabler, and today in this video I shall discuss something which is not only useful, interesting and important, but with advancement in technology this could be one of the main features of the future accounting world. Something which will make your organization more reliable, transparent and accountable in the eyes of all your stakeholders, including statutory authorities, the donors, partner organizations and even the beneficiaries. Yes, I am talking about Audit Trail, which was made mandatory by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs on March 24, 2021 for all the companies in India. Maybe in the present day context, it seems that it is applicable only for business organizations, but understanding the importance of imbibing technology in day-to-day operations and the way regulations are getting stricter day by day, Audit Trail might be one of the driving factors which can make even charitable organizations stand out of the millions. Want to know how? Let's discuss. I have divided this topic into two videos, so today I will be only discussing what is Audit Trail and its objectives. In my next video, I shall discuss the information captured in Audit Trail, type of audit trails, its importance and benefits, as well as drawbacks associated with it, mainly in the context of its relevance for NGOs. To give you a little background of where does the implementation of Audit Trail stands presently, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs on 25th March issued an amendment notification which seeks to bring in the Audit Trail in accounting software and which shall be made mandatory for all the companies, thereby deferring the implementation of Audit Trail from 1st April 2022. So first let's understand what is Audit Trail. An Audit Trail, also called Audit Log, is a security relevant chronological record, set of records and or destination and source of records that provide documentary evidence of the sequence of activities that have affected at any time in a specific operation, procedure, event or device. What does that mean in plain and simple language? Let me explain it to you. An audit trail is nothing but systematic records. I repeat, an audit trail is nothing but systematic records, whether manual or electronic, that chronologically catalog, means sequentially arrange in a systematic manner events and procedures to provide support documentation and history that can be used to authenticate security and operational actions or mitigate challenges. Basically, it creates a layer of evidential support in confirmation of a particular transaction. You can say these records provide a sort of proof of compliance and operational integrity. They are considered to be one of the key indicators of effective internal controls and governance in the organization. It typically captures such sequence or set of records and events by recording who performed an activity, what activity was performed, when the activity was performed and how the system responded. In general, an event or a transaction record should specify when the event occurred, the user ID associated with the event, the program or command used to initiate the event, and the result. Date and time can help determine if the user was an intruder trying to manipulate the data or the actual person specified. So the audit trail can also be looked upon from the perspective of a detective control, which is used to verify the accuracy, completeness and authenticity of processing of any transaction. Thus, all in all, an audit trail is all about managing the who, what, when and how. I repeat, all in all, an audit trail is all about managing the who, what, when and how of any transaction or event happened in any organization and acts as a validation tool by tracking it to its very source. Now let's move on to the objectives of Audit Trail. Audit Trail can provide a mean to help accomplish several security related objectives, including individual accountability, reconstruction of events, that is actions that happen on a computer system, intrusion detections, and problem analysis. Let me explain each of these in details for better clarity and understanding of the intention and objective of the government to make audit trail mandatory for companies. Even for NGOs, from the perspective of the donor and other stakeholders, audit trail can play a very important and pivotal role, as it will reflect more transparency and accountability in the operations and administration of the activities of the organization. So moving further into the topic, let's understand each of the objectives in details. First and foremost, individual accountability. Audit trails are a technical mechanism, I repeat, audit trails are a technical mechanism that helps management maintain individual accountability by advising users that they are personally accountable for their actions, which are tracked by an audit trail that logs user activities. The management can help promote proper user behavior. Each action of the authorized users is automatically recorded and tied to their unique identity. Thus, users are less likely to attempt to circumvent security policy if they know that their actions will be recorded in an audit log. Taking an example for NGOs, audit trails can be used in a project involving field activities. Suppose data has to be collected from 500 villages on their standard of living, source of livelihood, etc. to make various decisions. If such data is collected through an application-based software in which audit trail shall be embedded, the management shall be able to control, identify and access information about the field workers, such as their location, time of entry and exit in the system, time of submission of data, any improper modification of data, and many more. An audit trail may record before and after versions of records. I repeat, an audit trail may record before and after versions of records. Comparisons can then be made between the actual changes made to the records and what was expected. This can help management determine if errors were made by the user, by the system or application software, or by some other source. I repeat, this can help the management determine if errors were made by the user, by the system or application software, or by some other source. Even authorized access, of course, can be misused, which is where audit trail analysis is useful. While users cannot be prevented from using the resources to which they have legitimate access authorization, audit trail analysis can be used to examine their actions. For example, consider a personal office in which users have access to those personal records for which they are responsible. Audit trails can reveal that an individual is printing far more records than the average user, which could be an indicator of misuse of personal data. Similarly, in case of accounting, it can be verified through audit trail whether the accountant is frequently modifying the entries, especially cash entries, or whether an intruder have changed the entries through hacking. Next comes reconstruction of events. Audit trails can also be used to reconstruct events after a problem has occurred. Damage can be more easily assessed by reviewing audit trails of system activity to pinpoint how, when and why normal operations ceased. Audit trail analysis can often distinguish between the operator-induced errors or system-created errors. If, for example, a system fails or the integrity of a file, either program or data, is questioned, an analysis of the audit trail can reconstruct the series of steps taken by the system, the users, and the application and restore all wrongdoings. Then comes intrusion detection. Intrusion detection refers to the process of identifying attempts to penetrate a system and gain unauthorized access. I repeat, intrusion detection refers to the process of identifying attempts to penetrate a system and gain unauthorized access. Though NGOs are transparent enough, but security of information and maintaining confidentiality of data from unauthorized access is their right too. So, If audit trails have been designed and implemented in a proper manner to record appropriate information, they can assist in intrusion detection. At last comes the problem analysis. Audit trails may also be used as an online tool to help identify problems other than intrusions as they occur. This is often referred to as real-time auditing or monitoring. If a system or application is deemed to be critical to an organization's mission or activities, real-time auditing may be implemented to monitor the status of these processes. For example, a significant increase in the use of system resources could indicate a security problem where audit trail could be helpful. So, although the new audit trail rule will now be implemented from 1st April 2022, which was originally placed for last year, but it's going to entirely change the way organizations maintain their accounts or carry out any system-based procedures. However, deferring its implementation was a welcome move for the businesses, chartered accountants, and even the software providers, as now they shall have ample time to understand the requirement and intention of the government behind roping in audit trail and implement the same in their day-to-day accounting. This is it for today. I know you all must now have a fair idea of the concept of audit trail and in the context of NGOs, how it can play a vital role in increasing the transparency, accountability, and authenticity for all their stakeholders. Thank you.